Oh no, don't stall. I got 3 up there and my luck has run completely out. My forklift won't start. Yeah, this is the last time getting down off this roof. I have my 40 by 48 roof. Just look at that. If you're just gonna criticize it, I don't care. 2,000 square feet all by myself. What I really needed to do was get to this stage of the building process, because now I can put my trusses up and work on my roof. I've been completely assembling this with the forklift, believe it or not. Every one of these beams up top has gone up with the forklift the way it is there. Just set them on top and lift them up. It's a little bit harder to work on when the weather's bad like this, so I don't know how much I'm going to get done in the next little bit here until it kind of dries up. I don't have a genie or a man lift of any kind, so I don't really know how I'm going to be working up top. I've been crawling in that cage, and I don't mind doing that when it's dry out, but I don't want to slip off a ladder in the wet. So I was supposed to be working with the dump truck today, but we weren't sure what the weather was going to do, and so far there's been 2 semis flip over on the highway and light on fire. It's a really good day not to be on the road. I've got this big log to stick on the mill. It's like 20 inches or 18 inches at this end. It is cold today. My gravel pad is frozen solid, so I can actually drive on it again. I want to go up top and put some plates that I made on top of these so I can put my trusses up. Hopefully I can do that before the ground thaws. This should start. Cool. Yeah, it's cold out today. We know how GoPro batteries are for me, so I'll see what I can get filmed. I would love to see my trusses dangling today. That's frozen and that's really cold on the bum. Forgot my drill and stuff. Put all this stuff in the cage and then it rides up there for me. Move. Okay, hopefully I stay up there. I'd love to cut the side out of this so it's easy to get into, but I don't want to do that until I put my trusses up because I want it sturdy. First thing I want to do is move these over on the log. I've got them too far that way. They're not in line. I wasn't sure how easy that was going to be. That's cool. That might be frozen together. I never even thought of that. Oh, good. That wasn't hard at all. Cool. That's going to be so much nicer. Good job, Mike. And then I'm installing this board up top. Because the surface up here isn't perfect, so this spanning a foot or 2 feet on each side makes it perfect. I didn't mark center and I didn't bring a tape. Busy day on the highway, it sounds like. I can't see it from here, which is so nice. They can't see me either. I can just barely see cars going by. Can you tell I don't like heights? I hate heights. One down, 5 more. Yeah, it's not bad at all. I like the ground. Hopefully it stays frozen. I got all 6 plates up. I need to move the bobcat, get the excavator going, get these trusses lined up, and if I'm not mistaken, there's only holes on, yeah, there's only holes on the inside on a couple of these, so in a couple spots, I mean, so I should pre-drill some holes. So when I put these up there, it's simple, and bolt them down, and then I can worry about securing them. Okay, the first thing I have to do is pick it up and get it over here a little bit so I can drill some holes in the end. Because when I put it up top, I don't want to be drilling holes up top. I just want to put it in place and knock some screws into it. So let's get that going. You didn't get any of that, did you? Yeah, you got a little. So anyways, I ran over here. I put the piece of wood there to mark where it was. Had to go back and forth a couple of times, but it's there. Unfortunately, because of the shop being very unsquare, when I get it up top, I don't know if it's going to line up perfectly to the holes I drill. In theory, I do have an 8-inch leeway for the width, so I think what I'm going to do if it drills easy is I'll put a couple holes in each corner just in case it's not perfect. Nothing about this shop's been perfect. There's some words of wisdom for you. If you aim for perfection, you'll never get it done. So just do it as good as you can. So it's not going to line up perfect. I know that already. But I need them up there, so get them up there. Okay, so this isn't lined up perfectly, but I'm thinking I'm going to put a hole because I've got 8-inch beams up top. I can do drilling later from my cage. I just want to be able to go up there and do it quick with the forklift holding it in place. So let's just call it like right there. Mind you, I'm doing these to bolt it on so it doesn't fall over sideways, so I'm going to put a little farther apart than they had their holes. Okay, so I won't make you watch me do that 100 times. I'll just do that. Like and subscribe for more. Okay, let's see what happens. Not bad, I just don't want it to fall. My concern is the cage is not strong enough. It wiggles. It's going to, I understand that. The thing is, if I get it up there and it falls, it could easily, well, I don't know if it could snap those off. Maybe it wouldn't, but it could easily hurt me, and I'm working alone, and I don't want help here, because how is anyone going to help? Entirely on the forklift. Okay, yeah, it's entirely on the forklift. I moved it back on the tote so it could be a little more stable with the forklift, and I realized that this tire is low. So I got my rigid pump out here again. I don't really want to be close to that, but we're going to air this tire up and hopefully that fixes the leveling problem. I like to run like 80. Well, I don't really have any other choice but to try this, do I? Here goes nothing or everything. I want to secure it to the forklift, but at the same time, how do I unsecure it once it's up there? I'd have to climb the forklift in the middle on the ladder. I don't want to do that. Oh no, don't stall. I don't like this. I don't like this, guys. I really hope you didn't die. I see your blinking light. Good job, buddy. Well, my heart has never pounded so hard in my entire life. And I think it's calmed down now, but holy adrenaline, it's not 100% centered. It could go that way. It could come this way an inch. But, oh, and my OCD is gonna kill me forever. I don't know how, because my forklift doesn't have side shift. That would just be the perfect thing. I don't know how to shift it over without being dangerous. So I'm gonna see what I can do quick, but if it proves to be deadly, I'm not gonna do it. The thing is, the poles aren't all in line either. It's like, maybe I just leave it. You see the little oval up on that side? I know you can't because the camera doesn't zoom in that far, but that oval, the inside is in line with the edge of that, whereas this side, it's like it's that much. I'm not going to worry about it, to be honest, because that was terrifying, and I only want to do that twice more. You won't be able to see much, but I'm just going to go up top with these couple of screws and screw it in. Well, passes the wiggle test. It stays up here. Stop wiggling. Cool. Anyone else over 6 feet tall and have trouble on ladders? I don't fit. It's really annoying. Guys, that's up there. Your battery's gonna die, so I'll be back with the next two. Hopefully it's 1 and 1 and 1 and repeat process. It's funny, it's warm enough that my ground's starting to melt, but cold enough my batteries keep dying still. Look at this. I am very happy, guys. My battery says it's at 80%. I get 10 seconds of recording. Still happy. Well, I guess the next step is breaking into this so I can see what these bad boys look like. What are those? Don't actually know the easiest way to get this off. Cut it with a knife maybe that I don't have up here. Oh, shots fired, wow! I guess there's going to be a few of those, isn't there? I don't want to unwrap it, I just want a board or two out of here so I can work from the pile. Huh. Well, that tells me they weren't dry when they put them together, or I don't know. But holy. Yeah, one thing's for sure, they're perfect for my shop. And you'll see what I mean. Might not see it on the GoPro, but that is not straight. Perfect for my shop. That's how the rest of it is. Put them on the roof of the Ranger. One thing I've noticed right away, they're way lighter than my milled stuff. Now it's a unicorn. I wasn't sure how hard the ground was going to be in here for the side-by-side, but I guess if I leave dimples in it now, I don't care. The reason I've really been caring about the ground here is so the forklift can roll around on it. And the reason for that was so I could get these trusses up in the air. Because I knew it was going to be as sketchy as it was. This first one. You know what? It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. I've been driving forklift pretty much my whole life. And heights like that don't bother me on a forklift. I can see no problem, as you've seen for the first one. It wasn't that much getting it up there, just slow and time consuming. But when it starts running through your head that, hey, if this falls, that's a lot of steel that's going to come down. Yeah, there's a reason that I'm working alone here, because in the machine, in the forklift, it's got a roll cage on it. You're not going through that. I don't think one of these beams would by any means go through that roof. I was as safe as I could be. Now what I've got going on here, these 2x8s, are going to make me an end truss. Obviously these were important for the 40-foot span, but I've got a wall on the end, so I didn't need to spend another $2,000 on a big hunk of metal. So I spent $2,000 on a big hunk of wood. Awesome. Anyways, these are going to go up top of here, and I'm just going to frame in a basic triangle shaped rafter, or whatever you want to call it, so that I can run my 2x8s this way. Well, I just talked to the camera for 20 minutes for absolutely no reason by the looks of it. Awesome. What I wanted to point out was a little trick I learned when you're dealing with wood like this. If you notice, there's the heartwood. So the center of the wood would be here, and then on this piece it would be here. So these two, this one here, you've got the grain pattern making a U shape inverted, and this one here is the opposite. When these warp, everything warps with wood. When these warp, they'll warp like this, and then this one would warp the opposite way. So when you put these up, you want to make sure that it's going to warp in the upwards direction, so that any weight on it is going to push it back down. That's just something I learned one day with wood. I know nothing about wood, so it's pretty interesting to me. Other thing I wanted to point out, this is my rough cut 2x8. Look at the size difference on that. So that's a true 8-inch by 2-inch. That's how much it shrinks when they dry them in the kiln, is I believe what happens. I don't know if they actually cut them that small on purpose. If they do, I don't know why. Anyways, everything so far has been rough cut lumber. So all of this is directly off the mill at 8 inches by 8 inches. Everything up here is way stronger than this little store-bought stuff. But that's okay. Pretty amazing to see the grain pattern. It's so much wider here than it is here. And this one's wide too. I wonder if that's like old growth or something. I don't know. Why are we doing 2 at a time? Ugh. A little bit low. So these first few I lay down won't matter because they're just going directly on here. It's funny, it's noticeably smaller than the one that's here. Essentially what I need to do is just line this beam with the pieces, screw them down. I should measure all this and build it down there maybe, and then lift it up in sections. And I don't know. I'm gonna need to get a battery powered chop saw. I think what I'm gonna do, because I don't know what I'm doing really, I'm gonna screw this one down just in a couple of spots. Then I'm going to put the other one on that end, and then I'm going to park in the middle and measure the distance between the middle. Make a third piece, slap it in. I don't know. Making it up as I go, guys. Curiosity is getting the best of me here. That kind of shows you how out of square it is with the overhang on that. Got the generator going here. I got the board marked at 133 inches. That's what I've got in between those two. Well, 4 o'clock and it's getting dark out. But that worked flawlessly. That worked absolutely perfectly. So now I've got a 14-foot section on each end and 132 1/4 in the middle. So essentially what that did is tie all these 2x8s together, or 8x8s together, so that they don't wiggle, and it did do a good job of that. And it trued up my line. I'll show you the overhang we got here. It's a lot, but it's fine. I don't care. So right there is pretty much straight all the way across, but I knew this post was out. I've known since the beginning. It's the very first pole I put in. I had no reference to go off of, and it turned out that the rest of them just fell in place. This one was the only one that didn't, so it's fine. I don't care. And by I don't care, I mean I'm really happy right now, because now I'm just going to keep putting wood pieces up until there's a roof up there. It's getting dark. The GoPro's not going to be able to see much more. I don't know how much more. I'm going to keep going. Bought a couple of traffic lights that I never got up today. I'm going to go grab one and put one of them up. I was perusing Amazon and I found these solar-powered street lights. So it's on right there, which means it's charging, I bet. But they come with a nice little remote. There we go. So there's high power, there's medium power, and I can turn it off all from down here. So I am gonna go up top and put it up there, and then maybe I can see a little bit longer. Lights in there, screw guns in there, and I've got great big lag bolts with me. I don't know if it's a bad idea not to drive it. So far, so good. We're Gucci. high enough? Oh, come on. I should move that over to where we can get to it. I'll tell you what, guys, since the start of this project, I've become way more comfortable on ladders. There used to be a day where you wouldn't catch me dead up one of these. Now I just crawl up a ladder, crawl in a cage, no big deal. Until it falls over and it is a big deal, but got the light up here. And mount it right like that, I think, for now, till I come up with a plan. I got these great big lag bolts. Try to balance this and me, and no, don't tell me they're too small. Be good. Must be into a knot. Never had to push so hard for a live edge tree. That's funny. So these are actually outdoor rated screws, believe it or not, for fastening metal to wood. Anyways, that's not coming off there, so now we can click this bad boy on. I never thought about getting out of here. This is going to be fun. So now it's on. If I cover the solar panel, it should kick on. Unless I have to. It might be dead. Yeah, okay, so I cover it up and it comes on, so let's see if I can get out of here without damaging this light. Now I get to see about getting out of here with this light in my way. I did it, wow. Okay, that is shining pretty much right at the center of the shop, so we'll see how it is. I think it's good. And it's shining pretty much right at the sun. That's how high you reach. Cool. Okay, so that's pointing, center of the shop's right here. That's pointing pretty much right at me. That's cool. It's not adjustable other than just on the pivot. So you're limited to where you can put it. I do have it on currently, so we'll see when the sun goes down if it kicks on. In theory, right now, because the light's off, it's charging. In the instruction manual, it literally says, click the button on, leave in the sun for 6 to 8 hours before using. Mine's up there now. It comes as a pack of 2. It's 250 bucks Canadian. Anyways, we'll see what it's like when it kicks on. I would currently prefer to be able to manually turn it on even in the daylight, to be honest. We'll see how it is for working out here until I get my roof on and until I get my front wall figured out. I don't know what I'm doing there yet. I've got options. I've got I've got 3 more trees spec'd out that I can put them in the ground and continue my beams sort of system. It's getting cold and I'm running out of time to do that. Maybe that would be a good job for me this, well, coming up as soon as I can anyways. Who knows with my schedule. Maybe I should get those up. I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening. It's got to be the most sensitive solar panel in history. It's dark enough that I'm getting annoyed that I can't see. I don't know how the GoPro's doing, but that light's still not kicking on, and I know it works. I tested it inside yesterday. I'll just be patient, see how dark it takes. I want to put one over by my fire pit too. I built a nice fire pit, so we're just hanging out here till this works. Hey, it kicked on just a minute after I was talking about it. Yeah, it works. I can see in here. You can see in here. It's not incredibly bright by any means, but you know what? If I had to do something out here right now, I could. So that's cool. I wish it kicked on a bit sooner, I'll be honest with you. Now that it's on though, I like it. Did what I wanted it to. I can still be out here doing simple stuff. I don't know about going up top and on the roof and stuff right now, but good morning, YouTube. We're out here again, figuring out some math. I've got my trusses measured, so I just crawled up top. I'm at 28.5 in the center from top to bottom. 10 feet out, I'm at 18.5, and then the end walls, I'm at 8.5. So this is what I'm trying to make. I've got my bottom plate already up there, so that's this bottom line. And then all of these vertical lines side by side are going to be upright support. So in the middle, I need 27 inch because I'm putting a 2x8 on top. They're 1.5 inches thick. That gives me 28.5, which matches up with my 28.5 up here. So same here, I'm going to do 17 inches because it's 18.5. And on the end, I'm going to cut 7 inches because it's 8.5. And then we're going to be putting another 2x8 on top of all of this, which should give me the exact dimensions of this guy here. So, perfect. Look at that. My cuts are exact. Those are my 27-inch pieces for the center. I don't know if I need 2 or 3 of these. I texted my buddy. I'm waiting for his reply. So, I know nothing about carpentry, if you haven't noticed. And then this is my 7-inch for the end. So another 2x8 is going to sit like this and go up to the center and meet up with those. Okay, so I've done some calculations. I'm going to do 4 of these sandwiched together. I've got the other 2 over there. I've done some calculations, and what I need is an 8.33333 infinite degree slope cut into these. So this is going to be my highest point. I need 8.3 degrees cut like this. If you can't see, cut like this, so that the things can go together smoothly and whatnot. So I'm going to screw it together, cut it on my fancier saw, and essentially I think I'm just going to try to assemble this thing down here and lift it up with the forklift. So we'll see how this goes. First step is to screw it together. Okay. My screws are too long. It'll be fine, because I'm going to sandwich them all together. So I'm just going to put those in a couple of spots so these stay put so I can cut them. I'm glad I held that up for that. So I'm going to come over here And this is called a miter saw. Yeah, I wish it was a compound miter saw. The difference is the compound ones slide. So what I need to do is pick a top and bottom. These two are pretty nice on this end, so this will be my top here. I'm just gonna take, of course I've got that on there already, I'm just gonna take 8.3 degrees from here this way. So to do that, we're gonna angle this table. So there's a lock here, there's a lock here, and a lock here. So we're gonna unlock it, and we're gonna spin that to 5, 6, 7, 8, and a third. And then just by pressing that down, locking that in place, that's actually supposed to lock into these, but doesn't have that because 8.33 degrees is weird, but this locks into place pretty darn good. So now, if I'm not mistaken, all I need to do is line my, working with 8-inch lumber. Darn, look at that. It doesn't fit in the saw. So that's annoying. I got no other way to... Who'd have thought working with 8-inch lumber was gonna make my life difficult? Could do it redneck style, start the saw up and just cut in here and hope it lines up nicely. So I'm just gonna line that end up and try it, I guess. I'm gonna go on less of an angle first. I had to move the screw. Okay, so it's a butt pain, but it accomplishes the goal. I only have to do it once for this end wall and once for the front wall. So that now should be my roof slope. And I need to cut these ones in the opposite manner, but okay. I'm gonna do that a few times to these ones, to those ones, and see where we end up. I unscrewed these two so that I can screw these two together, but I've got an angle cut in everything so that I've got a V-peak like this. It's very subtle because it's 8.333 degrees. Line these up, and I'm very happy because my cuts are lining up perfectly. I'm just gonna countersink these quite a bit. That's going through all three of these just a little bit. This is just the center board anyways. So tell me if I'm doing this wrong, but this is the way I'm doing it. And I don't really care about anyone's opinion, to be honest. Oh, as long as YouTube doesn't ban me for having the radio playing in the background. It's on Spotify, I pay for it. I'm just lining the holes that these came out of back up. And then that way, my lines can't be off. Because these were together when I cut them in those holes. Of course I got a rock in the screw, right? And one right in the middle for good luck. Okay, here's my centerpiece. Here's my centerpiece, and you can see the beautiful peak that I've got at the top matches the peaks that I've got at the top there. Now, like I said, this is going to be on there now. So I've got two options. I can angle this piece, which I will do because why not? I've got a system now. I've got to do this piece, and I need a 6-foot piece from there to the edge here because that's the 40 feet I need. And whether that's 40 feet or not, I do not care if there's overhang of this, because that is going to need to match that no matter what. I'm sure you're starting to get an idea what I'm building now. So look how funny this is. I've got the tape measure there. This needs to be 20 feet long. I'm an inch short. I'm not even an inch short. I'm like 5/8 short. Ah, it kills me. So what I'm gonna do instead is just put an end plate on this, and that'll make me over by just a hair, but the sheet metal and everything's gonna overhang anyways. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll just essentially take another one of these and stick it on the outside like that, because there's gonna be one more board on the top here, and that'll allow me tie all three together with an end plate. A little extra strong, why not? Okay, after about an hour, I've got both sides. So it's a 40-foot span, and I've just got to cut here, and the same for that side, so I've got a support to glue these together. But I think I'm going to assemble this up top, because if I do this down below, it's going to be incredibly difficult. So I think my first step is splitting this so I can get up there and run some measurements, I guess. I've got to get a tape measure over to the other side and measure, well, no, that's not true. If I just build this from the center. I'm going to try that again without the battery dying. So yeah, I've just got to cut supports for there, same for the other side, and then I can lift all this up top. I'm going to assemble it, I think, one piece at a time. Maybe I'm going to tie the ends together so I can put a nice box up at one point, but I'm going to put all this up first and go from there. Just a quick update what happened there. My roof, obviously that's not center point, so I got everything up. This side was hanging way over. That side was hanging also way over. Sorry, this side wasn't hanging over at all. This side was inset like 3 inches. That side was hanging way over. So I loosened everything and I scooched it this way. Now I just need to go up there, push that in just a little bit and tighten it all, but I'm gonna work from the middle out, and that's where we are. Good progress. I am definitely not a carpenter, as you can tell. Well, I got it. Matches my other ones. Like everything else with the shop, it's not perfect, but it works. It's good enough. I'm pretty happy. Now I just got to start lifting 2x8s up top and running them this way. It's working. I got 3 up there and secured. Just got to keep that up. I know you can't see, but I got this side done. This light actually came on its own tonight. Just doing a little bit of maintenance on the forklift here. I noticed it was low on oil when I went to start it this morning, so we're down here and I want it up here, so we'll dump some in it. I found some mystery oil, not a clue where it's from. It'll be fine. It'll work. Whatever it is, it's new. It's probably 10:30 or something. Cold out here today. Look how slow that's draining. Probably noticed it's got a coolant leak. I keep walking around with this bucket underneath. The upper rad hose has a bit of a hole in it, so once I'm done this project, I'm more than happy to refurbish this thing back to new, man. It's earned its keep. So let's see what we can get done today. Try to get more, I call them rafters, I guess. I don't know. Get more rafters up. It didn't really hurt, but ow. As I'm working up top and it's getting heavier and heavier, we keep getting windier and windier. So I'm just going to add some X bracing to the base. It might be permanent. That's for my peace of mind. I would bet you that it's way less wiggly now. I'm gonna crawl up the ladder and see. Okay, so before this would just wiggle around. Oh yeah, that's way better. Way better, good call. Cool. It's looking pretty good up here, guys. Going well. I'm happy, proud. Give me a subscribe for the big 20 foot in the air view. So one very important part of doing this is having a look down each board, flipping it both ways, and seeing which way the crown is. Because if your crown is down like this, your roof's just gonna warp. And then I just take a pencil and mark it in a few spots on the side that I want up. And I know we're good. We're working on the middle section now. It's my first time up in the middle section with wood, so I haven't really got a game plan yet. In theory now I shouldn't really have to measure much, just stick them in place and bolt them on. So, let's see how it goes. Same as usual, do that 100 times. Final update for the night. I got the very end rafters in, and we got these 4 up there. So this little light in the corner is really handy. It come on just as I was about to give up for the night, and you know what? It makes cleaning up a lot easier, so that's cool. I spent most of the day, you can see in between all this end wall, I've filled in all the gaps where I've got rafters in line. Originally, I didn't know where they were going to land. I didn't have a plan. So I just had random boards in there every few feet. And quick update before I get back to work. Yesterday was really good to me. I got the rest of my rafters up. I'm working on building the front wall now. last night around 9 o'clock, way too dark to film unfortunately, but I got my first front wall post in. So I've got a 14-foot spacing between these two. I've got a 12-foot garage door to go up eventually, so this gives me room to frame in a proper door. Anyways, I'm working on getting the second post in now. I've got a second hole. I dug that last night. The ground's frozen for about 6 inches and then it goes through pretty good, but I've got one more hole there marked out. So I'm gonna have a second garage door here, and then this section's gonna be a bit of an end wall, so it's gonna be closed off. I'm either going to do a bathroom in the corner, I'm going to do maybe batteries or charging station or whatever, but that's going to give me this whole wall, all 48 feet of, what do we got? 3, 6, so about 6 or 7 feet. I've got that marked at 8-foot center, so I'll have 6 or 7 feet worth of storage space, we're going to call it, workbench, cabinets, all that sort of stuff. That way the rest of my shop can just be wide open flooring. I'm envisioning coming in there and I'm envisioning having a hoist here, either center with this pole or center with this hole. This is where my hoist is gonna live, so then I can just come straight in from the door, drive right onto the hoist, and I'm set. Anyways, that's my plan so far. In the middle here, I've got a little 6-foot spacing, so that's gonna be my man door. I'll just have a regular man door. And then probably, actually, because I'm gonna be leaving my space here, maybe in the back corner there or in the front corner here is gonna be a wood stove. I haven't decided where I want that yet, but anyways, I put my metal order in. I should be hearing from them this week to go pick it up. I've still got my big truck and trailer insured, so I can drive and pick that up. I'll be getting it from Kamloops, the same place I got my auger. Might do a little road trip video on that. Otherwise, yeah, things are going well. This solar light makes things working out at night a lot easier, a lot better. And then I added the little battery and light in the corner here for last night so I could keep working, as well as the lights on the Ranger were on all night and the side-by-side were on all night. So anyways, I should have enough heat in it. I'll set you up in the corner for a time lapse, see how much I can get done today. You'll watch me walk around aimlessly a bunch, so here we go. Oh, apparently you died. I got that done. I was looking for 12 on center. It's exactly 12 on center. And that's 8 to the end, which is perfect. Hopefully it goes in there. It's very frozen. Beautiful. Beautiful, people. I can't believe it. Look at this. I glanced one tiny rock. That was the last hole that I have to dig. That was the hardest part. I'm over the hill. I'm gonna put this post in, figure out some... I want to leave that overhang because I believe there is more than enough lumber to do so, and I'm 90% sure there's more than enough roofing that I've ordered. So I just got to build a metal bracket, I guess, for the corner so the beam has something to sit on. But I've only got two 10-foot beams right now, so one's going to get cut to 8 foot for here. One's going to get cut 6 foot or whatever it ended up at for there. I'm going to set these heights, beams up, build a peak, and run my rafters, and I'm done. So made it to Kamloops. It's turned into winter time a little bit, but we're picking up metal. It's a good day. There goes $4,000. There it is. That's so cool. Got the metal loaded up. This thing's cool. I'd love one of these. They're so much nicer to operate than the old Bobcat. But I was just showing the guy my shop, and the ridge caps have a similar angle to those, and he's going to make me some flat ones, so that's cool. Discount Direct Metals in Kamloops, BC. 10 points to them. We got a shop kitty. Hey, Mau.
Two down, just 3 more to go. So
Awesome.
No time at all.
I appreciate that.
Hey, no worries. Yeah, saves you trying to squish those ones down or
Well, yeah.
swearing at us at the end of the project.
Well, I just end up running my excavator over top of them, extra pissed off, right?
that would do her. That would do her.
Did it do it? Yeah. Shop dog. Just wait for my new pieces. We're out here again, just working on this. I got my metal home yesterday. I got to run rafters up top so I can put my metal up. So first I'm working on my peak, same design as that side. I'm just going to copy it the best I can and go from there. I just want to take a second and rant. I hardly ever do that on here. These boards, I bought 14-foot 2x8s, and I don't know if it's the quality of the lumber. I don't know if it's the quality of the manufacturer of this lumber. I don't know if this is standard across the board because I'm not a builder, but I find it absolutely ridiculous how you buy 2x8s. They come as 1.5 by 7.25. That's just asinine to me. It's stupid. 2x8, you're paying for 2x8, like you're paying for board foot. Anyways, that I knew what was coming when I bought lumber. I knew that's how they did that. That's fine. What irks me, these are 14-foot long 2x8s. I just measured this one here, cut 12 foot because I've got two 14-footers over here. That was rough. I got two 14-footers over here. Then I need a 12-foot to make my 40-foot span. So I cut 12 off this, and I thought, oh, cool, I should have a perfectly 2-foot length that I can use for somewhere else. I just measured it, and it's 2 foot 1 inch. These boards all came 14 foot 1 inch. There's an extra inch on them all. So when I framed my back wall here, because I didn't even think to measure these 14-foot boards that I bought, because I'm paying extreme amounts of money for them, I expected good quality, good lengths. Wow, was I wrong. You got to double check everyone's work. So that's 2 inches wider than 40 feet. So I really hope my metal's long enough. Oh man, Carrier Lumber is who this is. I don't know, maybe I'm the ridiculous one. Maybe I'm the one that should just have assumed to check everyone's work, but it's just so stupid. 14 foot 1 inch. Like, cool, I got an extra inch. It's all good for this way because I've overlapped them so much. It doesn't affect me even in the slightest for this. But yeah, it's just, you're trying to frame things in, and you trust someone to make a good quality piece of lumber, and they're so far off. Maybe they do that for the ends to crack and you can cut them off. But again, you're buying good quality kiln dried lumber. There should be no more cracking. Also, well, I'm ranting. There's so many boards that look like that. I can't use that on my rafters. $15 down the drain, right there. Yeah, I'm gonna use it for my braces, but I've got a mill. I was gonna mill all those. Like, oh man, society these days has gone to absolute crap. I guess you died. Here. No, I just gotta get it up top. See how hard that is. Yikes. It wasn't running that great the other day. I don't know if... Shouldn't be out of fuel. Messy gas. Yeah, it's got the wrong spark plugs in it. I might have to take them out and clean them quick. Little update while I'm working on this. I've got my trailer back here with the metal on it. I've got my shop over here with the metal going up on it. So I've got 5 sheets up there. I worked late last night, kind of in the dark, but everything went well. So I'm just using the forklift to lift them up and screwing them down. Yeah, working by myself here, it's almost impossible to film everything. And unfortunately, I'm in a time crunch to get this done, so there's not a lot of filming going on, but I promise once this is up, I've got a lot of projects on the go to complete, so show you guys what I can here. So apparently my luck on this shop has run completely out. My forklift won't start. Oh, you dumbass. Been saving this coolant. Don't rip my coat, dude. Literally grabbed a hold of my coat and started ripping it in pieces. Like, it'd be a hard day to stay motivated, that's for sure. I think the problem with this is I should just put the proper spark plugs in it, but it's been good for almost 2 years. 2 years? No, I've had it a year. It's been good a year. Yeah, see, that's the problem. They just need, and these come loose too. So I'll just clean these up really well. So we're just gonna take, oh, everything today, isn't it? This thing's so handy. Must be almost empty of brake fluid. That thing usually fills a lot faster. Yeah, just means there's a lot more space for air in it. But these are BR5ES, so they're not projected tips, so that actually looks like it's in good shape. I might actually, I don't know if you can see that, I might actually grab a wire wheel and clean those off really well. Look under all that carbon is a nice brand new looking spark plug. So the reason that happens on this forklift, when I bought it, when I bought this forklift, the story on it here is I was scrolling Facebook Marketplace one day and I came across this ad that said forklift free. I messaged the guy, and 30 minutes later I was heading to his place with my trailer to pick up my free forklift. He said it had no compression. When I got it home, I put my compression tester on it, turned it over a few times, and every single cylinder had 110 pounds or better, 110 psi. So I knew the engine wasn't screwed like they thought, or said. I checked the spark. It had spark, but just barely. The spark plugs were very corroded and bad. These are BR5ESs. They were BR4ESs. So these, I think, is how it was. Anyways, these ones were the only ones the parts store had in stock. They're one spark plug colder than they should be. So it doesn't get the proper spark, the proper heat to actually burn the fuel. And as you can see, the carbon buildup on these gets really bad because of that. This is the first time in a year I've had to clean them. I'm not going to complain. I bet you they're all exactly the same. This one's actually not as bad, but they're all going to get cleaned up. It's been sputtering for the last couple of days. I've known this was coming. So it doesn't surprise me that one or two are going to look worse. Oh, that's one thing. I need to make sure that these go back in the right spot. So, 1, 2. Black. 3 can just live where 3 belongs. 4 can live where 4 belongs. Clean these up. And we're also just going to eyeball the gaps on them so they're all similar. Because they are a little bit colder, I'm gonna increase the gap. That will actually make the spark plug fire hotter. A longer spark. Sparks hotter. So. Well, it's officially the first thing I've worked on in the shop. Look at this, we're under the shop roof, so that's right. Officially used the shop for a shop. This is not what I wanted to do on my day of assembly, but what do you do when you run old equipment that you got for free? So anyways, I can't remember where I was with that story. I bought new spark plugs. They only had these ones in stock. They were one size colder, or one spark plug colder than they should have been. I stuck them in, I threaded them in, I turned the key and it flashed up, and it was running ever since. I've never even put fuel in this unit, believe it or not. I've never gassed it up. I'm still running on the gasoline that they gave me, that it came with. Funny thing is, it came from a Mechanix shop. I'm sorry if the guy that gave it to me is on here, because he told me not to tell anyone, and now I'm telling the world. But out of my 382 subscribers, I don't think any of you care. I know you won't go tell him, will you? Go tell him that I got it running easily. Although, how funny would that be? Thanks. I actually did message him too. I said, thanks for the forklift, man. I got it home and did a compression check, and it turned out to be fine. I stuck spark plugs in it and it ran. And he messaged me back. He goes, please don't tell anyone that. My boss would kill me. I thought, okay, good enough. I won't narc you out. What am I doing? I had to look at the gaps. They all look the same. So I left them. Because I know I would have set them properly last time. That's 5 Ugga Duggas. That's to spec. Okay. Did we just turn my bad day good? At least it runs now. Yeah, you can hear the mist. Next time I go to town, I'll buy spark plugs for it, I think. You probably can't see it, but I've got a string line running from peak to peak. I just moved my center peak over just a little bit. The center rafter isn't, or the center truss isn't perfectly straight or centered, so everything's off just a little bit, but that's fine. That center line makes up for it, so I can run my roof straight. This last sheet, I was only getting this much sheet on the wood, so I adjusted it, so now it's pretty much all the way over the 2x4, so I won't have any more issues along the way because the rest of this was really straight. So. These batteries dying. I've tried these Tellison ones. My GoPro ones last half the amount of time. It's pathetic. I got like 15 minutes on that battery. Opposite of how they go on, I can grab them and spin around up there. Problem I've been having, I get up top and I have to lay them down and step over them. This way I can put them down and twist. Holy, 2 at a time is too heavy. These are not light. It's gonna hurt them. What I should do is move the Dodge and run them down here. Yeah, 1 sheet's not so bad. Two's too much. Here's where I wish I had help. My spacing there is like 20 feet, so I don't think I'd be able to get them down here smoothly without rubbing the trees. I should just take the trees out. Oh, wow. If that battery dies, I'm putting these up there, and I'm putting these up top, and then I'm going up top. You don't die, I'll see you up top. Just for the record, I'm smooth enough the water bottle stayed. Okay, let's go up top. It's got a miss, but it is working. I don't really like the wind, to be honest. We've made it to there. See my string line there, but so far it's perfect all the way down. That was the best idea I've ever had for running this roof straight, because this building is not square at all. So yeah, string line's working awesome. I'm over halfway on this side, so I'm over a quarter done. Gotta keep plugging away. I'll just let you run until you die. You can watch me in fast motion so this song doesn't get me banned. I'm just playing Spotify. The rig cap covers that side up anyway, so because it's got a big gap in the center, it doesn't look pretty. The way I'm telling where to put the screws in is I'm just keeping my eye on the roof. It creases a little bit everywhere there's a 2x8, so I just
Close it out.
go along and tap my screwdriver in, hammer it in. You can hear the sound of the tin change. Listen. So I know right in the middle. Oh, I missed just a hair. Yeah, that's how I've done the entire roof so far. I've missed maybe 30 screws out of a few hundred, so I'm doing okay. Way faster when I'm working by myself. Do it this way than it is to have me pre-marking all these sheets. That'd take me so much longer. As you see, this is going pretty fast. I don't know when you died, but you're dead. I got this side finished. I'm gonna be working on that side now. Okay, I know there's no chance at all that the camera was alive last night, but I got all my roof panels up Everything went really well. I tried to film what I could, and every time I turned the camera on, it would die 10 seconds later because it's cold out here, and I don't know, these batteries are garbage. So here it is all together. I'm just working on finding tarps, I guess, for the outside of it, and I'm gonna go up there now and put the ridge cap on, I guess. And I got one more panel to screw down. That one at the back. It was 6:30 last night when I finally crawled down off the roof, and I had to come down this way, so I crawled up after and pulled the panel in place, and it was too late for me to bother going back up. I was tired, I was going to bed, so let's finish this up. See how you can hear the difference? Right into the stud every time. Because I don't have these pre-marked, and I don't have the ability to pre-mark them. The initial smack really helps too. Best advice I got, bring a towel, bring a knee pad. That helps a little bit. I don't like the wind, to be honest with you. It doesn't move the building at all, I just don't like the wind. One more row. I'm gonna have to undo the outer row eventually for the outside trim, but I don't think I'll do that till spring. Last screw! Now for the ridge cap. I'm so happy to be done these panels. I'm so excited to be almost done this roof. I'm so exhausted from it. 3 solid days. Today I didn't get started till like 11. I'm so worn out. I wish everything else in this project was that easy and fast. They're spread out. I've just got my guideline screws to pull out so that I can slide the end caps out, but I'll just start from the middle and screw them in, pull the string line off, and be done with this. Come back down to reality. So I'm not gonna drill this end one. Since there's a couple extra pieces or a couple extra feet, I'm just making the overlap the same. I don't know if you've seen the basket. So there's the drill way down there, and well, I'm up here, so it doesn't really get much easier than crawling from the roof into the man basket that I've done 200,000 times. Ooh, she's cold. And then, yeah, same thing. I can just crawl back up here. Look how easy that is. Here it is, string line off. String line goes down that way, so we're just gonna slide that out just a wee. I don't really want it sticking out far and looking ugly, because I do have a front trim to go on. I don't know if the front trim goes on. The ridge cap probably goes over top of everything. Leave it with like an inch overhang, or it's almost flush there. I don't know. I'll go out just a little. I'm gonna call it good. Well, that can get screwed down. The string line's not doing nothing anymore. Don't look at it. I dressed too warm for this now officially. I was cold this morning, frozen for some reason. Too many nights spent out here, probably. Don't tell the girlfriend I said that. And then this one we're just gonna make match up. for the winter. It'll give me a little bit of overhang at the back because I don't know what I'm going to do for any amount of back wall things. So, oh, that's not straight at all. Whatever. It's close enough. I don't know, one on the edge, one in the middle sort of thing. That should be enough, right? My extras. Gotta love the wind picking up while I'm up here. Okay, well that's it for now. Huge shout out to Discount Direct Metals and Kamloops for remodifying that cap for me. It was like this when I picked it up, and they flattened it out so I could just stick it down. When I showed him a picture of my trusses, he's like, "Oh, I can make this really easy for you." So, sorry if the wind noise is bad on this thing. It's not usually this windy here. So anyways, yeah, that's just about 2,000 square feet of roof. It took me 2 solid days and whatever on today too. Yeah, two and a half days plus half a day to go pick it up, so I guess 3 days total. I'm really happy with the metal. It was awesome. It was $4,000 with this cap and all the trim pieces to go around it. In hindsight, I should have paid attention and not ordered the trim pieces because I don't care that much. This was supposed to be a budget build, but that's fine. That's my fault, not theirs. Oops. Yeah, this is the last time getting down off this roof. Unless I do decide to tackle, I might put this end cap on. I'm not going to worry about the back because you've seen the overhang. Yeah, I might do the front because it's so easy to come up here. I don't know if I'm going to do that today. I'm whooped. I'm exhausted. So I'm going to come back down and I don't know. I got nothing else on the go today, so let's see what we can get done inside the shop for once. If I'm making a roofing video, this will be the end of that. Nice. It is so freaking windy. Gotta strap my phone in. I've got a rule not to get down or up or move around without my phone secured in my pocket that buttons up. I'm on my third freaking iPhone. I lost one in a lake, then I ran one over with my excavator doing this project. Luckily, I had Apple Care. If you're buying a new iPhone, guys, get Apple Care. No questions asked. No questions asked. Okay, as long as my ladder hasn't moved. You can't see what I'm doing, but it's scary. I'm standing on the ladder and you're standing on the roof. How's that? Yeah, see? We're done. So I don't actually know how high we are. I haven't made a final measurement from the floor yet. The roof is done. I'd be so mad if a wind gust picked up and screwed off with my roof. I don't have it secured to the trusses yet. That's coming soon. It weighs enough, it shouldn't go anywhere, and without back walls and stuff, it shouldn't build pressure. But yeah, once I get this all tarped off and power run up here, I want to run L brackets and weld them onto that. Oh, it's high up here. I love ladders. More sarcasm if I haven't said that yet. Oh, and my phone's got to go off a million times. I love it. It's probably the girlfriend. She's working out of service right now, so whenever she gets service, like 15 texts come in. Okay, we are on the ground. Guys, that's 40 by 48. The roof is perfectly square, so you can see how far off I was with the building. I'm not unimpressed with it. A couple of modifications I got to make, a couple of reinforcements I got to make to make it up, but I have my 40 by 48 roof up top like I wanted this whole time. I put it, I believe, on 18-foot posts after ground height was set, and then it's got the 8x and 2x4s and everything up top on top of the posts. Just look at that. For any of you that are builders, I am not one. I don't want to hear about it. I don't care your opinions, to be completely honest with you. If you're just gonna criticize it, I don't care. I wanted a roof up. I contacted my builder buddy. He told me my bare minimums. He said put posts underneath that are girthy. And well, look at this. This is one of the smallest posts. It's like 13 inches at the base. My biggest posts are there, holding the trusses up. That one was huge. That was like 19 inches or 18 inches at the bottom of the post. Like these trees are not going anywhere. They're 4 feet in the ground. They're 4 feet in the ground. They're this deep in the ground. Like, they're never gonna fall over. I'm working on bracing. I just needed the roof up before winter. Guys, it's November 21st and there's no snow here yet. Like, knock on wood, knock on shop. Keep it this way. It's so nice not having winter yet. Because I got this roof up, there was no way I was getting this roof up if winter rolled in. I'm gonna order tarps for it, I think. They're like $1,000. There's a place in Alberta that's got some. I might make the orders, so. Just waiting to hear back from a local place, but they've had all morning to figure it out. They haven't called me back, so. I wanna tarp it. They're like $100 a piece after delivery. I need 14 of the stupid things. And that still doesn't cover my doors. So I might have to buy a couple more locally, but I'm thinking with all that and with the leftover lumber, I should be able to close this thing off loosely. We're gonna call it fabric tent style, but insulated tarp should give me enough heat, especially if I get a wood stove in here, which I'm gonna have one wood stove for sure. I might have a second one if it's needed. Eventually, if all goes to plan, I would like to put in-floor heating in this thing. There's a concrete project coming up. When I have money, it's going to be probably 10 grand to do this. I don't have 10 grand by any means. So I don't know how much in-floor heating is going to add to that. If it adds any amount of money, then it's definitely going to be a future project. But I would love to do in-floor heating with a wood boiler outside. Then I'm not really reliant on power. I don't know where I'm going to put a wood stove yet. Also not reliant on power. From this point on, I have absolutely no clue what I'm doing. I had no clue what I was doing up there, but I have my builder buddies' guidelines and instructions and pictures and all that. When I go to put this door in, when I go to put my garage doors in, I've got YouTube and all that sort of stuff. I do have one garage door for there. I'm not 100% sure what kind of bracketry it came with. It's a 14-foot door, so it'll definitely need to go up into the roof when it's up. On the plus side, I've got this thing very, very level, so going from this rafter to that rafter will be pretty easy, just with a simple measurement down of 10 inches underneath it. So yeah, I don't know, I'm probably rambling now. I don't know how long this scene has been going. Yeah, I'm a movie maker now, right? And these, if you're wondering, these ones are for the front and the back, and then those go down the side. The ones down the sides need to go on before the roof. I didn't think of that before I put the roof on, obviously. It'll be easy, I just gotta undo the outer edges and slide it in place, but I gotta do that from the other side. And again, it should be fine for winter, it won't matter. Until this thing is actually closed in, all it does is keep water from running on the boards, which is important. But I'm coming into winter. It's going to be frozen here for the next 5 months or 6 months. So what is it, November? So we're frozen now, the ground's frozen. So November, December, January, February, March. Usually the end of March, it starts to thaw out here. And then mid-April, late April is when there's a good amount of the snow gone. Sometimes mid-May or even June. But yeah, it's going to be frozen here for a long time. It's going to be a lot of snow up there. I'm excited. I'm happy. This was a lot of work. Just about 2,000 square feet all by myself. So now I really got to think about getting power back here. By the time any of you see the video, I'm sure I'm going to have power set up. I don't know. Let me know for long-term opinions. I care about electricians' opinions. How's that? I'm not an electrician. I can wire anything, but tell me what you think. It's very expensive for me to get hydro back here. I'm far from the highway, unfathomable. There's a road out this way. Close enough you can almost see the cars going by, but I'll still need 4 or 5 poles put in and power lines hung, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be about 15 grand. So if I can put 15 grand into, let's say, like solar, let me know your opinion. Let me know your thoughts. It is windy. I'd love to say it's the last time this comes down to work on the shop, but all the support bars I got to put up, I'm going to need it for. But Man, has it earned its keep.